पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। इह चेत् बोद्धुम् अशकत् प्राक् शरीरस्य विस्तरसः सः मोक्षं प्राप्नोति। किं बोद्धुम् अशकत्? आत्मज्ञानम्। एकमेव अद्वितीय ब्रह्मन्, तद् ब्रह्मन् अहमेव इति ज्ञात्वा सः मोक्षं प्राप्नोति। कथं? शरीरस्य पतनस्य पूर्वमेव। यह शरीरमेव इह लोके सः मोक्षं प्राप्नोति। परन्तु यदि न शक्नोति ततः सर्गेषु लोकेषु शरीरत्वाय कल्पते। Be ready for more travel in this jagat. New sharira, travel to new lokas, come back, go to more lokas, come back, go to more lokas, as long as the person does not recognize the truth of the self. If you don't recognize the truth of the self, what happens? You remain the karta. Your sharira abhimanam is pakka. Therefore, karta bhokta remains unchanged. When manushya sharira is available, it's not easy to get manushya sharira. You see, bahunam janmanam ante mam prapadyante. To gain this knowledge, you have manushya sharira, and to gain the manushya sharira itself, you have to perhaps go through thousands and thousands of janmas. Because we know ourselves here in this known jagat of ours, the world of ours, there are several lakh species. Animal species, plant species, water-living creatures, flying creatures. All these beings are there. And where is the probability that one will get Manushya Sharira? Very, very low, if you take it purely statistically. But there are things one can do by accumulating adequate adrishta punya. One can hope to get Manushya Sharira. By accumulating even more punya, one can hope to get Deva Sharira also. But Shastra tells us that in no other Sharira, in no other Loka, is there a hope for gaining Moksha Jnana. That sounds strange. We look at Deva Sharira as a more exalted Sharira. Manushya Sharira is intermediate Sharira. And all the animals, etc., as lower Sharira. Because all these are result of Papa Karma, meant to exhaust the Papa Karma Phala. And Devata is supposed to be the result of Punya Karma, meant to exhaust Punya Karma. So when one gets a Manushya Sharira, we have in front of us three possibilities other than not worrying about any of these things at all. One, the person with the Manushya Sharira can continue to do a lot of karma. Vihita karma. I'm taking out the ones who are not interested in any of these, they don't know, they're going to be where they are. Bhagavan himself says, no, even the way we pray, there are people who don't pray at all. So Bhagavan says, no, in Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvida bhajante mam jana sukritana arjuna. Amongst those who are sukritana, we leave out the others. They will come back eventually, hopefully. But at the moment, we're looking at people like that here also. If you look at people who are looking at Shastra, who have some astitvam in the Shastra. One is people who just follow the Shastra and do karma as prescribed by Shastra. They are the ones who go to various lokas. Since they have done a lot of punya karma, the chances are they will go to Devalokas, various Devalokas. And amongst them, those who have done all the karma and the upasana. Upasana means all the manasika karma also. All the japa, all the dhyanam, all of that, they may get to go to the highest of these lokas, Brahmaloka. But going to Brahmaloka is not an easy thing. Going to any Devaloka is not easy because you have to live a life which is so rigid and strict. You have to perhaps get up at Brahma Muhurtam, do all the karma that you're supposed to do. You really don't have time for anything else. You don't have time to go to a movie or go or do whatever else, other things. One may say, no, that is what I enjoy doing. You may not get the opportunity or the time to do that. By living such a structured, rigid life, one gains punya to go to another loka, which is Devaloka. Why does somebody want to go to Devaloka? Again, we take recourse to Shastra. Shastra says that in those lokas, there is no dukkha. Different levels. That also we have seen. Different levels of ananda in different lokas. So I want to aspire to go to the highest of these lokas because I want to enjoy the highest form of sukha. Without recognizing that sukha you go to gain in that loka is also limited. One goes to those lokas and finish the punya, come back, restart all over again, and come back in what form? We don't know. Back as a mosquito. We don't know. The other possibility is to do not only the karma, which is itself tough, but also do all the upasanas. We've seen this also in Ishvara Upanishad. By doing everything as specified, all the karma, all the upasana, one can hope to gain the highest loka, Brahmaloka. What is the difference Brahmaloka and other Devalokas? One, Brahmaloka is much tougher to get to. One has to, in quotes, sacrifice all the possible pleasures that this Martyaloka offers us. And if one is not absolutely certain that I want to go to Brahmaloka, the chances are those will pull you away from there. Then what happens if we go to Brahmaloka? Other lokas we've seen. You come back. In what form, we don't know. But go to Brahmaloka, there is a possibility that I might gain moksha from Brahmaloka. And what is that moksha? Atma Bodha. Knowledge of the self. That is available here. Why do you want to so-called sacrifice all the pleasures and go to some Brahmaloka? You may not even get there. What is the probability that you will get to Brahmaloka? And from there you gain this knowledge and become Mukta Purusha. It's available here right now. So when people say these things, they have not really thought it through. All the karmata means people who follow Vaidika karma as specified, find it extremely difficult to give up Vaidika karma. Even when they have sat in the presence of a guru who has unfolded the whole thing, who has told them what is moksha, they are unable to give up karma. Then they come up with arguments saying that moksha has to be a karma phala. And then when that's negated, no, moksha cannot be karma phala. Then they will come with an argument saying moksha must be a phala which is gained only by karma and jnanam together. Jnana karma samuchayat. They find it extremely difficult to give up karma. Give up karma means what? Recognize that karma is meant for gaining Atma Shuddhi. Karma can be used to gain lokas, but that is a limited purpose. But if you use karma for only Atma Shuddhi, with the clear understanding that I need the Atma Shuddhi for me to gain the jnanam, which is moksha. Jnanameva moksha. Then karma makes some sense, but then that is not the goal. Goal is not to get to another loka. Goal is moksha. We've seen in Viveka Chudamani, I have a copy here somewhere. Where is it? Labdhva katanchit narajanma durlabham. Narajanma durlabham is very difficult to get. And here we are sitting, having got this Narajanma. Labdhva Katanchin Narajanma Durlabham. Having got this Narajanma, what do people do? Waste it. Waste it because they don't know what's going to happen next. They are ready for lokas. Labdhva Katanchit Narajanma Durlabham Tatrapi Punstvam Shrutipara Darshanam. Not only have you got Narajanma, even there you have a Manushya Janma in which you have access to the Shastra, to the knowledge. Tatrapi Punstvam Shrutipara Darshanam. You have the access to this knowledge, which is moksha. Yaha svatma muktau na yateta. Having got this, having got the Narajanma, having, as in the Manushya Sharira, having access to this moksha jnanam, even then, yaha svatma muktau na yateta, doesn't make an effort to gain atma jnanam. Amongst the Manushya, there are so many who don't have access to this. Bulk of humanity does not have access to this knowledge. We are among the few who not only have a Manushya Janma, out of that 8 billion, 8.5 billion Manushya, a handful who have access to this, who have the punya to gain access to this, who have the punya to find a guru who can explain this. Even then, if a person does not make use of it, does not make an effort to gain this knowledge, na yateta, Manushyanam sahastreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye. Hardly a handful go looking for this knowledge. And this knowledge is not something you'll stumble upon. This is not serendipitous knowledge. This is knowledge one has to make an effort to know. I want to know. Yaha swatma mukta swa atma muktau na yateta. What do you call him? Ye mudhamate. You're wasting that opportunity you have. Mudadhihi, he called. Manushya Janma is tough enough. Within Manushya Janma, to have access to this is even rare, more rare. Saha, such a person, Swatma Muktau na yateta mudadhihi, the mudadhi who does not make an effort to gain Atma Jnanam, Saha hi Atmaha, one who is a destroyer of the self. That self, which by making a mistake, saying that self, I am this body, mind, sense complex, and trying to cater to the whims and fancies of this body, mind, sense complex, not recognizing the reality of I, not even making an effort to gain that reality. Atmaha, he is the destroyer of the self. Swam vinihanti asadgrahat. Because of the so strong attachment, not even attachment, strong conviction of the asat, that I am the body, mind, sense complex. That does not go away. Very strong orientation. Because of the very strong orientation, doesn't make an effort and therefore destroys himself. A beautiful 4 lines. Labdhva katanchid narajanma durlabham tatrapi pumstvam shrutipara darshanam yas svatma muktau na yateta mudadhihi sahyatmaha swam vinihantya asadgrahat. Vinihanti asadgrahat. So many places we have seen this, and yet how many of us actually waste our effort? Forget about the vast majority of humanity which does not even have a astikya buddhi, that it is possible that there is information available, there's knowledge available, they don't want to know. Even among those who have, we are wasting our time, we are wasting our effort, we are wasting our wonderful opportunity given to us. We are in some ways the privileged ones. We form this very, very small minority who say there is something to know, and that moksha I want to know. I am a jignasu being. And I can know this only in this janma as a manushya. Even if I make all the effort and go to other lokas, I am not going to get. Even if I go to Brahmaloka, in the first place, going to Brahmaloka is not easy. And even if I somehow, with all the effort, manage to go to Brahmaloka, there is no certainty that you will gain the knowledge. Shastra says this. It is there. If one has Pramanyam in the Shastra, you don't need any other source of this evidence. You don't look for any other evidence. By saying, let's read what Bhashyakara says, the connection between this and the next verse.
Yeah, Swamiji is network is I think poor.
Yeah, I think my network probably is giving problem.
Oh,
But
yes,
how
Swamiji.
much did we
Now,
miss?
no, very one line maybe, that's all.
Okay. Can we put that Bhashyam connecting these two verses, please? Yasmat iha eva atmanah darshanam
इह एव
एव
आत्मदर्शनम्
Manaha darshanam
आदर्शस्त्स्य
आदर्शस्तस्य
आदर्शस्तस्य
आदर्शस्त्स्य इव
आदर्शस्तस्य इव
मुखस्य स्पष्टम् उपपद्यते
कस्य
मुखस्य
स्पष्टम्
स्पष्टम्
उपपद्यते
उपपद्यते
लोकान्तरेषु ब्रह्मलोकात् अन्यत्र
न
लोकान्तरेषु
लोकान्तरेषु
ब्रह्मलोकात्
अन्यत्र
अन्यत्र
स च दुष्प्रापः
स च
च दुष्प्रापः
कथम् इत्युच्यते
कथम् इच्छ्यते
कथम् इत्युच्यते.
Bhashyakara takes it from the previous mantra that the knowledge can be gained here and now in this sharira, in this loka. And if we are unable to do that, we go back and stay in the same cycle of samsara. Connected like this. Yasmat, because of, since. Iha eva atmana darshanam, atmanaha darshanam. Here, only eva darshanam of the Atma, Atmanaha darshanam is possible. Because he said, no, ihe ched ashagat bodhum. How? He gives an example. Adarshtasya iva mukhasya spashtam upapadyate. Adarsha is a mirror. It has many other meanings also, but here mirror, in which one sees one's own face. Adarshastasya. Adarshe staha tasya. The one that the image that is there in the mirror, adarshtasya iva mukhasya, of the face. You look at the mirror and you see a clear spashtam upapadyate is available, a clear image of the face is available. Otherwise, you can't see your face. How can anybody see your face? You can see somebody else's face. You can't see your own face. The interesting thing is, mankind, or perhaps more appropriately womankind, has always looked for a reflecting surface for looking at the face. I'm told there are some volcanic rocks that are naturally shiny, black rock, with some evidence that was used as mirror long time ago. Somewhere 6,000-7,000 years ago. And there are more evidence available that mirror has always been used. Always meaning for a long time has been used. At least in the last 3,000-4,000 years, it's been used because we have temple carvings, which are even now available where the woman is looking at the mirror. They are in many temples, more than 1,000 years old. And even excavations are found in Kashmir and all that. We found what looks like a mirror handle. Many places, even Khajuraho is much later, somewhere I think about it. Khajuraho would be about 1,500 years ago.
No, 11th century or 12th century. The Chandelas. Around that.
So this is available. Evidence is available that we've always used mirror. See, otherwise, Bhashyakara, who was about 1,600-1,700 years ago, wouldn't have used this. And even more importantly, Shastra, which uses this Adarsha. And this is what Krishna Yajurveda. Krishna Yajurveda is at least 2000 BC. Many people are arguing about the dates of these things. It is later compared to Rigveda, I'm told. But even then, so you're talking about 4,000-5,000 years ago, mirrors were known and used. Because Shastra talks of Adarsha. Bhashyakara takes it up. Yasmad iha eva atmanah darshanam adarshastasya iva mukhasya. Of the face, like the clear image, spashtam upapadyate. Spashtam is clear, available. Therefore, iha eva atmana darshanam possible in the same way. So it's an example, drishtanta drashtanta. Just like you can see the face in the mirror clearly because you can't otherwise see your face, here eva buddhao, you can see you can see the nature of the Atma. One can understand the nature of the Atma. So iha eva meaning manushya buddhao. Atmanah darshanam adarshastha eva mukhasya spashtam. one can understand the self in the buddhi. Here, in this loke, in this sharire. Now, lokantareshu, not in any other loka. So stop wasting time trying to go to other lokas. Do karma, which is vihita karma, not for going to another loka, not for gaining Brahma loka or Swarga loka or whatever, but for the purpose of getting ready for gaining the jnanam here and now. Na lokantareshu. Other lokas, you're not ready, you're not gained. We'll talk about this in great detail in the Bashyam. Just because I go to Brahmaloka, various other loka, I'm not going to get this knowledge. This knowledge is moksha. Except Brahmalokad anyatra. Other than Brahmaloka, in no other loka can you get this knowledge. See how valuable a thing we have got. How much we lose by not making the effort. How much humanity loses. That's why Vivek Bhasha, Bhagavan Shankara calls it Atmaha, destroyer of the self. Brahmalokad anyatra. Other than in Brahmaloka, you can't get this knowledge. Okay, then let me try get to Brahmaloka. Hey, you think it's easy to get to Brahmaloka? And even if you get to Brahmaloka, you think it's easy to get this knowledge? It is much easier to sit here, prepare oneself, have a guru, understand what Shastra says. You don't need to go to Brahmaloka. Brahmaloka is difficult. Such a dushprapaha. Even in Brahmaloka, look at this Brahmaloka. To get to Brahmaloka is itself extremely difficult. We are saying that why should I, like Arjuna, why should I try for moksha and do all this for Atma Shuddhi? Suppose I don't get, I wasted all my life here. Hare, if you don't make an attempt, you're wasting your life again and again and again. So Arjuna's question is clear. What if I don't get? I've lost all this. I've so-called sacrificed so much pleasures. There also Bhagavan says you will never lose, never be the loser by doing that. But by not doing, you will be a big loser. Infinite loser. Such a dushprapaha, very difficult to gain. Brahmaloka is extremely difficult to gain. Even people who follow karma, how many in today's world are able to actually follow it 100%? I doubt there will be even one person. Extremely difficult to get to Brahmaloka. Well nigh impossible. If it is so easy, why won't everybody else try to get into Brahmaloka? It is not easy. Katham ityutyate. How? How do you understand this? This is explained by this mantra. This and the following mantras. Explained. Yasmad ihaiva atmanaha darshanam adashastasya iva mukhasya spashtam upapadyate. Clear image is available in the mirror. In the same way, Atma Darshanam is available in this Janma, in this Buddhi. Nowhere else except Brahmaloka, which is extremely difficult to gain. So the mantra says, all mantras are very typically cryptic, which is why we need the Bashyam to understand this. You read this. Yata darshe tathatmani,
यथा
यथा
दर्शे
दर्शे
तथा
तथा आत्मनि
yatha swapne tatha pitraloke,
यथा
यथा
स्वप्ने तथा
स्वप्ने तथा
पितृलोके
पितृलोके
yatha supariva dadrshe,
यथा
यथा
सुपरिव
सुपरिव
ददृशे
ददृशे
tatha gandharva loke,
तथा
तथा
गन्धर्वलोके
गन्धर्वलोके
chaya tapayoriva brahma loke,
छाया
छाया
तपोरिव
तपयोरिव
ब्रह्मलोके
ब्रह्मलोके
yatha adarshe tathatmani. Cryptic. Yatha adarshe. There's interesting sandhi here. Yatha adarshe. Both are a. Dirgha. Yatha adarshe. Just like in the mirror, one sees one's face. Tatha, Atma, here also same thing. Tatha, Atmani, you can, here, interesting, the Atma here is Buddhi. Tatha, Atmani means in this Buddhi. Buddhav. Yatha, Adarshe, Tatha, Atmani, Buddhav. You can see the nature of the self. What happens elsewhere? In this Janma, in this Sharira, in this Buddhi, you can see the self, you can understand the self clearly, like one can see one's image in the mirror. Elsewhere, what happened? Yatha swapne tatha pitraloke. In the swapna, what happens? Do you get a clear image in the swapna? We don't even remember half the things when you wake up in the swapna. In fact, you know what happens? From the swapna, you can either go to the Jagrata Avastha or you can go back to Sushupti Avastha. If you go to Sushupti Avastha and wake up again, practically nothing is available in the memory. Nothing of the dream is available. Sometimes we have some vague things of the images and the happenings in the swapna. That is because from the swapna avastha, one has gone directly into the Jagrata avastha. So for some time, some vague, there also there's no clarity. Swapna is not a clear thing when you wake up. Yatha swapne tatha pitraloke. So you go to Pitraloka, you think you're going to get this clarity? Sorry. Pitraloka or any other loka, same problem. You will at best get a hazy, unclear idea, which also won't last. How much of the swapna lasts after waking up? Hardly anything. Even if initially you might have some vague memory, very quickly you forget it. 2 days later, you want to tell somebody, I saw the dream, nothing is there in memory. Tatha Pitraloki. Similarly, he says, Yatha apsu pariva dadrshe. In water which is not absolutely still. And typically, very, very few of the water bodies, ponds, etc., will be without movement. Almost 99% will be with movement. There's waviness, there is movement, there is non-clarity because it's not clear, you can't see the bottom. Any reflection you see on that. Incidentally, I'm told that in early days, one of the things mankind used to do is to look at an image, was to look at a still pond. But still pond is difficult to get. Something or the other it keeps waving. Yatha apsu pariva dadrishe. There you get this not clear image. Tatha gandharva loke. Earlier he mentioned Pitraloka, Gandharvaloka, here Upacharikam, all lokas, same problem. You cannot get this clarity of knowledge except possibly Brahmaloka. Chaya tapayoriva Brahmaloke. Chaya tapa is Chaya atapa. Chaya is shade, atapa is light. You can see the difference between light and shade. You can get this knowledge in Brahmaloka. Chaya tapayoriva, Chaya tapayoho iva Brahmaloke. Possible, but what is the issue? Getting to Brahmaloka is itself a very, very low probability event. Even if you get there, there is no absolute certainty that you will get this. It looks like then you wasted all the effort to go to Brahmaloka because you come back. So even though it is possible that in Brahmaloka one can get clarity like Chaya Atapa, like daylight, it is a very low probability event. Shastra says so. Many places like Vivek Chudamani, I told you, in Bhagavad Gita it is there, in the Bhashya it is there. One can argue that those are Manushya created. Although we accept Vyasacharya, Bhagavan Shankara as Bhagavan, because they are jnanis. But one could argue, no, they are humans. This is there in the Mula Mantra. Shastra says so. And it's so logical. And this consistency all across, you read any of these texts, including Brahma Sutra, there's absolute consistency. There's no contradiction anywhere. Like in the mirror, one sees the self. In the intellect, one sees the self. That first self is the Sharira. The second self is the Atma. And similarly, in a dream, which is a hazy information, hazy image, like that in Pitraloka, a disturbed image in the waters, Gandharvaloka, like light and shade in Brahmaloka, possibility. Bhashyakara. Yatha adarshe
यथा
यथा
आदर्शे
आदर्शे
pratibimba-bhutam atmanam
प्रतिबिम्बभूतमात्मानं
प्रतिबिम्बभूतम्
pashyati
आत्मानं
lokaha
पश्यति
पश्यति
लोकः
लोकः
atyanta-viviktam.
अत्यन्तविविक्तम्
Yatha adarshe pratibimba-bhutam atmanam. Just like in the mirror, adarshe, you see the image, pratibimba-bhutam atmanam. Here the atmanam is the face or the sharira. Lokaha pashyati. Lokaha is people. It looks like a singular, but it is the collective singular. Lokaha pashyati. Pashyati is also singular, but it's collective singular. People see. Atyanta viviktam. Very clearly. Assuming that mirror is not faulty, very clearly, atyanta viviktam, all the details are visible, just like that. Yatha, tatha,
तथा
तथा
iha atmani,
यः
इह
आत्मनि
आत्मनि
swabuddhau adarshavat,
स्वबुद्धौ
बुद्धौ
आदर्शवत्
आदर्शवत्
Nirmali Bhutayam
निर्मलीभूतायां
Viviktamatmanaha
विविक्तम्
Darshanam Bhavati Ityartha
दर्शनं भवति
भवति
इत्यर्थः
इत्यर्थः.
Tatha Iha Atmani. Here in this Sharira, in the same way, Tatha Iha Atmani. Here also word Atma is used. But here Atma is used in the sense of Buddhi, Buddhav. In this Sharira, in the Buddhi, Tata Iha Atmani, so Ashbhashakar makes it clear, Swabuddhav, in one's own Buddhi, Adarshavat, just like in the mirror, Nirbali Bhutayam, there is a qualification for that. If the Adarsha is dusty, or if the Adarsha is not well made, if the mirror is got waves in there, that is not the mirror we're talking about. A Nirmali Bhutayam. Bhagavad Gita also he says, no, we don't see ourselves clearly like we don't see in the mirror which is dusty. Dhumena vriyate vagnihi tatha darsho malena cha. That mountain which is covered by smoke, you can't see clearly. Fire which is covered by smoke, you can't see the fire clearly. Darshaha malena cha. An adarsha which is dusty, you can't see the image clearly. There, of course, context is slightly different, but meaning is the same. Here, it says, Adarshavatam Nirmali Bhutayam. For the Adarsha, you can say Nirmala, it will be clean, and it will be clean. But in the Buddhi, how do you see this? The Buddhi also has to be Nirmala. What is Mala for the Buddhi? Ragadvesha. A Buddhi which has been cleared of the pressures of Ragadvesha. In that Buddhi, one can see it very clearly. Atyanta Viviktam Drishyate. Nirmali Bhutayam Viviktam Atmanaha Darshanam Bhavati. Ityarthaha. This one sentence has some very interesting use of the word Atma. Yatha Adarshe Pratibimba Bhutam Atmanam Pashyati. Atmanam here is the Sharira, the face, the physical Sharira, is seen in the mirror. So here, Atmanam Pashyati Lokaha. Second time uses the same thing. Tatha Iha Atmani, again using Atma. Now you're not talking about the physical face, but in the intellect. Swabuddhau. Adarshavat Nirmali Bhutayam Atma, Nirmali Bhutayam Buddhi, Viviktam Atmanaha Darshanam. Here again Atma is coming. But what is the Atma we are talking about? The Buddhi, what Atma do you see? What is the clarity about you see of the self, of the Chaitanyam, the consciousness? So the same word Atma is used earlier also we discussed it. Atma is used in different contexts and with different meanings. There are many such words. So each one has to be understood. The same sentence used Atma 3 times with 3 different meanings. One to mean mukha, face, another to mean buddhi, intellect, and a third to mean the self, chaitanya. All 3 used in the same sentence. So very clearly, he says this, in this Janma, in the Manushya Janma, one has the ability to see this. If one truly understands this, one would, in the first place, give up all Kamya Karma. Why do you do Kamya Karma? Kamya Karma one does to gain some very quick results, which may be hopefully pleasurable, where the Indriya is able to connect with its own desired Indriya object, where the smell is able to get good, nice smell. So I go where there's nice smell. I'm walking on the street, I smell nice bhaji being made somewhere. So I run to that bhaji. And then I eat that bhaji, my taste meets this object it likes. All short term. What happens a moment later? And we're giving up something which is infinitely more beneficial for something which is really illogically small. We do that all the time. Every little decision we take is like that. We weigh cost-benefit analysis. When I want to cross the street and there's busy traffic going on, I can either dart through the traffic because I have to gain the bus stop where the bus is coming. I have to catch that bus to go somewhere. But if I see that there is a potentially high probability of danger, my other benefit is I continue to live. So even if I miss that one bus, I can take the next bus. And we take a decision right there on the spot. Every decision we take in life is like that. What is the benefit I get? If something else is much, much bigger benefit, I eschew the small benefit for the larger benefit. And here is the case where there's no comparison. One is a benefit which is infinitely large. Other is small, time-bound, high-risk benefit. And yet, mankind chooses that. What would you call it? Aviveka. Not recognizing what is the magnitude of benefit you get in either case, and what is the magnitude of the risk you take in either case. It has to do with how the mind-buddhi combination works. The mind, which is a vacillating, short-term, raga-dvesha driven, it pushes the decision. That is the decision we will take. Bulk of humanity does that. And then they will justify it, saying a bird in hand is worth two in the bush. Hey, we're not talking about A and two. We're talking about limited and infinite. Just think about it. What does the entire humanity do? And these decisions are taken instantly, instinctively. We don't wait to analyze what is good, what is not good. And the manas, with its own likes and dislikes, takes over the entire decision-making process. pushed by Ragadvesha. When this clarity is available to us in this Janma, in this Sharira, in this Buddhi, we are not making use of it. And when I say we, this is a very small group, which is Punyatma, which is making an effort to understand. The bulk of humanity doesn't understand. In fact, bulk of humanity will make fun of you. Why are you wasting your time? What are you going to gain for this? You can't even explain to them because they don't know what moksha is. They don't know what shastra is. But they will mock you, including your own people, maybe your own spouse. Why are you wasting time? Instead, why don't you make me a cup of coffee? We have to suffer all that. Yeah. Very interesting verse. We will continue tomorrow. How do I get clarity here and now? Unambiguous answers are there. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om
Shanti
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 Shanti.
Harihi Om
Harihi Om
Guru
Shri Guru
Namaha.
Pyo Namaha.
Harihi
Harihi
Om.
Om.
Thank you.
ధన్యవాదాలు.
స్వామీజీ.
Om
ఓం